There's another way to minimize this racial hate that people have for so long chosen to dictate and force upon others. I suggest stop calling yourself black. You don't need to consider yourself a color. If you don't consider yourself black, then they might feel ignorant calling themselves white. If you stop calling yourself Latin or Spanish, Latin is for those who were raped by the Romans, and Spanish are those of you who were raped by the Spaniards. Stop calling yourself these things. Call yourself a human. If in fact you have a hue, call yourself a human. And let them decide what they want to call themselves. At some point, they'll wonder why they don't have a hue. And at that point, they'll recognize that they too were raped of something just like you. They were raped of their hue through genetic engineering. It's time to stop this color. Funny thing is, if anyone's colored, if you take a Caucasian person and you hit them, they turn red. If they get angry, they turn red. If they're in the cold too long, they turn blue. Who's colored? They've been lied to. They're not terrible people. They've just been manipulated into believing the lie. You would believe the lie too if someone told you that you were better than anyone who looked like every other one that you didn't look like. Actually, if I told you that you were better than any man whose skin absorbs the sun, and you were someone with skin that didn't absorb the sun, I could put my hand all the way in your pocket. I could control your children with your permission, and you would enforce whatever I say. It's mind control, mind conditioning, manipulation. Told to believe what they're taught to believe, thereby taught to believe what they're told to believe. And if it sounds good, why would they want to give up their privilege so that you would have some privilege? They're not that strong. And you probably would do the same if you were as ignorant. You have to stop believing what you were told to believe. The main reason why they won't teach critical race theory is because they're still living people who try to stop that little young girl from going to school because her skin absorbs the sun. But they want their children to go to school. They didn't want her to go. They want the advantage. They're not giving up their advantage. It's not like they can feel. Their soul is totally different from ours. Their soul has become cold when it comes to you because everything they were taught was to hate you. Think about it. You can't have ignorance of superiority without mind conditioning of inferiority. So don't call yourself black. Stop. Call yourself a human. You have a hue. You're a man with a hue. And let them decide what they want to call themselves, if they still want to call themselves white, which no one in this world is white. Unless you put the sheet on with the hood and the small eye holes, then you have a white hood. Let that sink in. You're not black, they're not white. They're a lighter shade of your dark, and you're a darker shade of their light. Human, that is. Peace.